Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where it is the morning news update day.
It is, yes.
Our good friend Pete Wilson is here with his red shirt on, which means Ironman football.
We've got football coming. All 4 teams will get to that, so it looks like great weather for football Friday night.
It is going to be gorgeous. Beautiful weekend for the Paw Paw Festival and a whole lot of other stuff that's going on. So. And guess what's next week?
I don't know. What is?
I don't know, but somebody brought us this stuff we're supposed to try.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what it is?
I'm looking. I think that it might be Victory Grange apple butter. That's just a guess, a wild guess.
Look, you're right. It says Victory Grange.
Oh, well, that's a good cue.
Okay, so here's your quiz for the day.
All right.
What are the ingredients in Victory Grange apple butter?
I know one of them. Apples.
Yes.
Okay. I got that one.
Next.
Cinnamon?
Yes.
Nutmeg?
Nope.
Butter.
There's no butter in apple butter.
Okay.
Strangely enough. Did you know that?
Well, I was just going on the name. I don't know. I've never made it. I'm revealing. I've never been out there peeling. I would never go out there to peel the apples because I would lose a digit.
That's what I said.
I need all the digits for typing.
Yeah. They don't want to give me a knife.
Right. I'll be a taste tester. I'm always glad to do that.
Well, that's what we're going to do.
Oh,
today.
we get to do that?
Yes.
Wow.
Because they were so kind as to bring us, you and I, apple butter and bread. And a scooping device.
Okay, and it looks like whole wheat bread.
Yes.
Very healthy.
Very healthy.
All right.
No, it is apples, sugar, water, cinnamon.
Should have known the sugar. Yeah.
And Red Hots candies, and that's it.
I would have never gotten the Red Hots.
Yeah. So do you want to try it before we get going?
All right, well, let's do it.
All right. Well, do you want to pick out your own bread so I don't?
All right. Okay.
All right. Okay, so Victory Grange apple butter. So here's the deal, Pete.
Okay.
I was talking. The guys were in the other day, and they were talking about needing folks to help peel the apples and stuff. Well, they made some last week, and they said they had a very good turnout.
Oh no! I just thought of something.
What?
Red Thompson Jr. is coming on later. Where's his bread? He loves bread. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Probably got a loaf of bread on his desk.
I would say Red's probably got it somewhere.
He's got mustard, but there's no apple butter over there.
Here, you want a scoop?
Okay. All right.
Do you want me to smear it around for you?
Smear it around there.
I'll smear it around for you.
Okay.
There you go.
It passes the look test there.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, so we're going to eat this. But no, they said they had a great turnout. But they are doing the apple butter again on Monday before they get to the festival, starting about 7 a.m.
Prep session. Okay.
Yeah. So are you ready? It's so good.
Apple butter is kind of like meatloaf. There's no two that are exactly the same.
You're right. It's so good.
The Victory Grange apple butter is just a little sweeter, I think, than some of the others that I've had.
It is, and you can definitely taste that cinnamon too.
It's very good.
So good. So
I could almost pass for a dessert.
I know, right?
Yeah. Can I finish?
Yeah, you can eat it all. He's eating it all. So if you are interested in helping out making the apple butter, or you're interested in purchasing it, get hold of the Victory Grange. Well, we were going to do the news update today, but Pete is... Okay. That was impressive.
That was very good.
It is good,
The whole
isn't
wheat
it?
bread was good, too. They gave us a fresh piece.
They gave us whole wheat bread because we're health conscious with our apple butter, with the cinnamon and sugar and all the stuff.
I will say this. If you are interested in Victory Grange apple butter,
Yes,
you need to not waste any time getting there.
correct.
Because they always sell out.
Every day.
And if you're there on Saturday, which is the big day of the Apple Festival, you know where the Victory Grange 10 is because there's a line a block long, and I'm not kidding you.
Big line. So get there early, get your apple butter, and they can certainly use volunteers all week if anybody is interested in doing
Right. I mean,
that.
they're working during the festival, too,
All
making apple
week
butter.
long,
It's just not all retail.
Right.
And you can see the big kettle there that
It's
they
so
use.
cool.
I mean, it's bigger than those bean pots, you know.
That's right. And they'll
And,
even let you stir it if you want to.
Yeah, that's working in and of
It is
itself.
major work. Yep.
And, you know, that aroma is just something.
So good.
A great calling card for the Apple Festival if the wind's blowing the right direction.
You're exactly right. And just watch out for a few yellow jackets hanging around. They like the sweet too.
The official insect of the Jackson Apple Festival.
Hopefully we do without them this year. We'll keep our eyes or we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. So here you go. Victory Grange apple butter. And you can help make it or you can buy it as well or both.
Right. It is very good.
Isn't it good?
Honest Engine. Very good.
Yes, very good.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we'll talk about a lot of things. I think we're gonna be on the news on Monday, aren't we, James? Sure. We'll save a lot of our thunder on the Apple Festival for Monday as we're sliding into it. We could talk a lot about it now. We'll talk a little, but we'll cover some other news today and give you some of the highlights of the Apple Festival next week. We are going to have, by the way, a ton of pre-festival coverage in our Saturday edition.
Okay.
So, you know, if you haven't seen a schedule yet, or you haven't seen the details, some of the details within there, please check out Saturday's paper online or at the newsstand if you're not a subscriber. Everything you would want to know about the Apple Festival.
That's right. And then there is where do people get those programs, James?
In the box of zip printing.
You don't know. I don't know where
I
they
Where they were actually be.
I don't know where they
I think
put them.
one place they are for sure. You know, they probably have them there at their headquarters trailer, but
info booth.
right next to the main stage, just to the right there, if you're at the front of the stage, there is a booth for the Historical Society. Bob Irvin is often stationed there with historical. They usually have programs.
Okay.
And sometimes there's a little stand to the right of the Historical Society where they actually have programs stacked. It's usually somebody is there too, kind of like a question and answer
There
person.
you go. So you can.
So right there in the heart of the festival is where you can get the programs. And I think I heard somebody say that they printed 2,000 of them.
Nice.
So, and they still may run out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it is a great souvenir to have, even if you already know all the stuff in it. It's and commercial time, but it's fair to say it is a beautiful looking program.
It is.
I mean, good content, but Stacy Walters and her group at Zip Printing do a great job on it.
They do.
It even smells good.
Doesn't smell like apple butter. But
No, it does not smell like
we
it.
should do scratch and sniff.
They haven't pulled that off yet.
That would be awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, a lot of information in the paper about the Apple Festival. We'll talk about it on Monday. You know, I know there'll be news coverage, in the newspaper and on the radio. The radio guys, I'm sure, will be there each day of the festival, right in the heart of the activity. But I know the TV people will probably be downtown too, I'm guessing.
I would say so. We were just having this discussion before we went on the air.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, we're going to start off with something kind of off the beaten track that most people don't know about, but that it's very special. And because of COVID and maybe other factors, it hadn't taken place the last 3 years, and that is the annual Founders Day Golf Tournament that Bellisio Foods does.
Okay.
It's kind of a corporate thing. You know, of course, they have the big plan here, but some Bellisio executives and from their parent company in Thailand
Yes.
actually come to this thing. And you look at the picture here, and about everybody in a blue shirt there is representing Bellisio. Now, the two tall guys in the back, you may recognize if you're a basketball fan.
Yes.
And they were kind of like the attraction, if you paid to be in the golf tournament, it raised money through scholarships, by the way, for sons and daughters and even grandsons and daughters of Bellisio employees.
That's
It
awesome.
raises a lot of money. They do
Love that.
scholarships for, and a lot of those are, affect Jackson Plant employees and their
Sure.
kids. But the two tall guys in the back, you see Clark Kellogg there on the left and Jerry Lucas on the right. And anybody who knows basketball, and we're talking about basketball at any level, high school, college, pro, knows these two guys. Here's a close-up of Clark Kellogg. Clark Kellogg played for a Cleveland high school, and he still holds the record for the most points scored in an Ohio State high school tournament basketball game, a
Really?
state tournament game.
That's so
51
cool.
points, and you want to know something? That was a long time ago, and I was there to see it.
Were you?
And I tell
How
you
fun.
what, everybody talked about what a great player Clark Kellogg was in high school. Of course, he went on to play for the Buckeyes and was a great player for the Buckeyes. He played for the Indiana Pacers on the pro level, had a lot of knee problems that kind of cut short his pro career. But you can see him on television now as a basketball commentator.
Now.
Very articulate. And he was he didn't play golf, but he was there as a guest speaker at the beginning of the tournament. And he has a big Christian faith. He talked about that. He talked about how lucky he was in his basketball career, all the acquaintances he made. His son was a very good high school and college player as well. But Clark Kellogg, great player and a great person. And Jerry Lucas is older. Jerry is probably close to 80 years old. I mean, you wouldn't
83?
83. You wouldn't know from looking at him because,
No.
and he still looks like he could step onto a basketball
Yeah.
court. Looks like he's in really good shape. Both those guys were about 6'8", by the way.
Yeah, they're huge tall.
And Jerry, being 6'8" back in the early 60s,
Yeah.
that was a bigger than a 6'8"
Sure.
person is now. It seems like the way the human anatomy goes as time goes on. But Jerry, some basketball analysts feel that, first off, he was one of the greatest high school players of all time, not just in Ohio, but anywhere. He was also one of the greatest college players of all time, and he was an all-star in the NBA, too. A lot of his career was with the old Cincinnati Royals. That was a team that went to Kansas City, and now they're in Sacramento, by the way.
Oh.
The Kings. They used to be the Royals. But anyway, he played with Oscar Robertson. They were the team who could have been NBA champions many years if it wouldn't have been for the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics were kind of like the old Green Bay Packers in football. But Jerry Lucas, some basketball analysts, I'll get around to what I was going to say, they consider him the best all-around basketball player of all time if you put the high school, the college, and the pro together. There might have been maybe a better college players or more renowned college players, certainly more renowned pro players, but you put it all together, he was an all-star at every level. And when he played high school, he was considered one of the best, if not the best, high school player in the country. He went on to Ohio State. The Buckeyes, one of the years he was at Ohio State, did win the NCAA championship that year, and they were a runner-up another year. But Jerry, he also spoke, and he, like Clark Kellogg, made a great impression there speaking. He played golf too, by the way,
Cool.
the whole day. But he is a memory expert, a nationally known memory expert, and he has committed his life after being in the pros in basketball to education and promoting education. And when he goes around and talks, he talks to sports teams, of course. He is talking about education, the importance of it, not about, how to be a great basketball player or his old memories. He'll talk about that, but he is really trying to promote education and using his notoriety to encourage young people to study and be the best that they can be.
Very good.
And he also is a man of faith, too. A lot of people don't know this. He now lives in Gallipolis.
Aha.
So Jerry, I'm sure that the presence of Jerry Lucas and Clark Kellogg increased the participation there at the Bellisio tournament. They always try to have...
What was that, Dylan? Clark Kellogg beat Jerry Lucas's...
Clark Kellogg beat Jerry Lucas's record in high school.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Yeah, Kellogg did 51 points. Lucas may have scored more overall points in high school. He played at Middletown, by the way.
Okay.
But they were both great high school players. Another great. They were outstanding. But anyway, that's a big story that they were out there. I know a lot of, unless you played in the tournament, you may not have even known that went on. But it's a great event, and it was made greater, of course, by their presence. Todd Compton was out there. I think Red Thompson Jr. was out there later for the lunch, by the way. He might be able to comment on that part.
Okay.
But Todd has done a great story that will be in our Saturday paper about that, not about just the golf tournament, but about the careers of Lucas and Kellogg and what they had to say to the group out there. And of course, our big boss, Alan Stockmeister, was out there, and he's experienced a lot of great things too through all his contacts and what he does at Ohio State. But he was really moved also by both of their speeches as well. Cool. So it must have been very good.
Yeah,
would have been great to see. And we'll have that coverage here in our Saturday paper. All right, some other good things that are going on. This was last Friday, so we haven't talked about it on the news yet. But they had a big event at Scotty's on First in Wellston. Mm-hmm. It was kind of in connection because the Ohio Hill Country Festival was going on, but more so because Wellston was celebrating its sesquicentennial. And I'll probably have to give the CEO and president of the Jackson County Economic Development Partnership, Sam Brady, a lot of the credit for it. But he put together a great program there, Jennifer. He had a lot of notable people there. The director of the Ohio EPA, the Ohio Speaker of the House, State Senator Shane Wilkin was there. They had Rex Holzapfel there, the Grand Marshal, not only because he was Grand Marshal of the Ohilco Festival, but also because of gem bottling and its success. It was celebrating its 100th year as well. They had all these speakers there. Our Alex Shope was there, and he did a dynamite story that was in our Wednesday paper about that. But it was kind of like a hymn to Wellston and all the good things that have happened in Wellston over the years. And there's been a lot too. Sometimes, it's an evolving thing, and you don't think about the perspective of time. The General Mills manager, by the way, was there as well to talk. But a lot of good things have happened in Wellston over the years. All the coal mining that built the town to making more pizza rolls than anywhere else in the world at the General Mills plant. So that story was in our last Wednesday paper, and of course it's online as well. And Sam Brady, give Sam Brady a lot of credit,
of course,
for that. John Kerry, by the way, I need to mention John Kerry, Wellston's own John Kerry, who's now the director of the Governor's Office of Appalachia. He was there to give remarks as well, and he is always touting Wellston, no matter what. The picture Dylan just put up, thank you for doing that, Dylan. That is Sam Brady on the left. And he is introducing Rex Holzapfel, who is, of course, the one of the owners of the Gem Bottling Company in Wellston.
Very cool. And,
Gem Bottling in Wellston, they are maybe best known as the makers of Ski Pop. Right.
Yes.
So, when you're talking about Jackson County, you talk about the Veals, you talk about the Bubbles, and you talk about the Ski Pop.
That's right.
Right. All right.
Hey, and by the way, Dylan, do you have that picture you took last week?
Of what?
When you came to the brewery?
I don't have it on me. I gave it to Pete.
Okay. Yes.
I was just going to. In an email. I was just going to say when they, after they left there, the speaker
they weren't done for the day, were they?
No, they stopped by the brewery and we took a tour.
Right, I know Jason Stevens, who's not only state representative but the Speaker of the House. Nice person to know.
He is.
So who else was there at your brewery tour?
So I believe his wife, and also local connection, our good friend Grant.
Plumber. Okay.
Couldn't think of it.
Yeah, he was at the big party in Wellston too.
Grant actually works for the Speaker of the House.
Yes, he's
now, Jason Stevens.
got a nice position as a student at OSU.
So proud of him. I said, "Wait, I know you."
That's little old Grant. He's grown up now.
And then our Ohio Craft Brewers Association, like our head of our association, Mary McDonald, stopped by. And some other folks, and we were talking about they're trying to get some changes within the law of distribution, franchise law, And so the speaker was very interested in talking with us and hearing what we had to say about that, and asked, some of our opinions on
Well, that is
what we're
that is what
thinking.
legislators ought to do.
He was
They ought to
wonderful.
get out of Columbus, and they ought to talk to the people who are affected by the things they do or
Well,
the things they don't do.
You're exactly right, and he listened. We took him all around downtown, and showed him our buildings and different things, and he was very inquisitive, very interested in what we had to say, which I thought was good. And then, so yeah. And then I think as I was going down the road, Shane Wilkin stopped by the brewery too, but I had already left, so I didn't get to talk to him. But I thought that was really cool that they both took the time to stop by.
That was good.
And hang out. So
Okay. All right.
it was fun.
Okay.
Did you find it?
Well, I did, but it won't load.
Oh, okay. No,
Okay.
it's no big deal.
Okay. Well, we may get that shown here maybe next week
Yeah.
or whatever, because I do have a copy of it.
Yeah.
All right. Another big thing happening this weekend, and talk about an event that is dependent on the weather. The Vinton County Air Show should be in good
That's
shape
right.
this Sunday. I know
Looking good.
you had Nick Rupert in here earlier in the week, a great ambassador for the air show.
He's wonderful.
Retired now from Austin Powder. He's not the president of the Vinton County Pilot and Boosters Association anymore, but still a very important anchor there.
Yes.
Still pushing to promote the air show and the airport, not just now, but into the future, which is so important
Such a
as an
gem.
economic development thing as
Yes.
much as anything else. And in Vinton County, that tourism is tied into that for sure. But the air show, which was in jeopardy, it was in true
Definitely
jeopardy here
in jeopardy.
because of volunteer manpower.
Mhm.
When you have a very small group like the Pilots and Boosters Association is, you put on a big event like that, you've got to have a lot of volunteer help. They apparently have been able to pick up some extra volunteers to be able to do it, or they're going to say, we're going to try anyway.
Yep.
But they have lined up a great show up there. If you've never been to an air show, take my advice and give it a try. And there will be good weather, this Sunday from
Yes,
what I can
it's
see.
going to be
The last time I
beautiful.
looked at my phone. But it's
And chicken dinners.
oh my gosh, the chicken dinners. I know Nick has told me that even if you don't care that much about the air show, go for the
For
chicken.
the chicken. Yep.
The MacArthur Eagles do
Yes.
that. And, it's in the barbecue pit and everything. So
Yep.
it's about as good as
Super
it's going to
cool.
get. 1 p.m. at the Vinton County Airport. It's about 6 miles north of MacArthur off State Route 93 on Airport Road, of
That's
course.
right.
But they're going to have a Santa Claus jump out of a plane. They're going to have radio-controlled airplanes. They're going to have skydivers. They're going to have, acrobatic things in the air
A
as
flying
well.
lawnmower.
A flying lawnmower, right? a candy drop.
Yeah.
You know,
For the kids. Yeah.
right? So it is a great show. Technically, admission is free, but how they get their money is a parking fee of $10. But how many people can you pile into your SUV,
A
right?
lot.
Okay,
Yes.
so it is a great deal, and that is 1 p.m. So you can have a
Sunday,
great
yep.
time. It's a great spectacle, and you can know that you're going to get some barbecue chicken to eat or take home, and you're going to help the Vinton County Airport because
You got it.
that is as much as what it's about as the entertainment.
And it's just something you don't see every day, Pete. And it's pretty cool that they do that up in Vinton County.
Right. And I tell you what, we have been so booked on the newspaper side with the festivals going on and another festival next week. And it's just been busy. And we've had a person off as well. And I asked our own Dylan Euler if he would help me out with some of the things that are going on, at least a little bit. And he's always willing.
Yes,
He
he
is
is.
going to cover the air show for us this
Oh,
Sunday.
Dylan, so cool.
Yeah, that is good. I'm not asking him to climb out on any wing or anything, but but Dylan's been there before, so he's got a little bit of background, and he's a great photographer.
Yes.
You are a great photographer, aren't you, Dylan?
I like to think so.
Okay, we're counting on that because it's just the pictures.
hope so.
The pictures will tell the story. So we will have follow up coverage in the Telegram as well. We thank
Super fun.
Dylan for that.
Yes.
So I'm a little late on this, but it finally downloaded.
Oh.
This is the picture.
Oh, there it is, right there.
Yep, there we are.
Yep, there.
Very, very cool.
Right. Who is the blonde second from the left?
That's me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Silly.
Okay, and right next to you is Jason Stevens.
Yep.
To your left
Yep.
and to your right, if you're looking at the picture. Yeah.
Yep.
And Jason
Absolutely.
Stevens, don't lose sight of this. I know some people are bored by politics and government, but Jason Stevens, not only our state representative, but the Speaker of the House. And I can't
Speaker of
tell
the
you
House,
how
absolutely.
important that can be.
Very much so. And I thought in his chat with us, not only was he a great listener, he was a great advocate for our area, obviously.
I think
as he's
you'll
from
see that he
here.
will be. He will be.
But he also gave a lot of good advice on, maybe how to deal with some of the political stuff.
Right, exactly.
And getting around, some of these laws and whatever. So
Right.
yeah, it was really, really great.
Well, it's part of the democratic process. You need to engage. So hats off to the legislators who came to listen. And you have been around long enough to know that if you want to be heard, you got to talk. You got to reach out.
You do.
That's part of it too. If things don't go your way, but you don't do your end to try to let people know how you feel, whether you're a businessman or even just a citizen, and you don't vote, you've got yourself to blame a little bit there.
Sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right?
Right. Well, it has a better chance than the unsqueaky wheel.
That's right.
All right. Another thing that's going on, and maybe we'll have a guest on TV later on this because it's a big, big deal. The Feed My Starving Children project will go on again this year.
Yes, and they have actually called me, and I need to call them back. Sorry about that.
Okay. Well, you got time. It's going to be the weekend of October 20th and 21st. That's a Friday and a Saturday.
Yep.
It will be down at the Family Life Center of what is now known as Christ Church of Jackson. And here is a picture from last year. And those kids with the hairnets on that are on the, I guess you could call it the food assembly line.
Yeah.
They are Jackson Middle School students. And
Isn't
the great thing
that cool?
about this is I cannot emphasize this enough, and nor can the organizers. The church spearheads this. It is at the church. They make it happen. But the church, even though it's a big one, can't do it alone. It needs people from throughout the community to volunteer.
Yep.
Last year, they had almost 500 volunteers, and that is what they think they have to have. And they are in that volunteer recruitment period right now. You can get online or on Facebook and register that way. You can call the church at 286-3419 for assistance, on that. But it can be an individual, it can be a team, it can be a group from a club, it can be a family group, a school group, a business group, service club. They need a lot of volunteers, not just from the churches and the church, the Christ Church, but throughout the community. It's not, quote, a religious thing. It is a community thing to feed my starving children. And even though we know that there's hunger in the world and starvation, the stats are numbing. I did just a little bit of research to write a story that was in the paper about a week ago. And listen to these stats.
Hi.
Oh, my.
We have a surprise guest.
All right. Well, we'll interrupt the Feed My Starving. We'll feed him a little later.
We'll feed him.
All right.
We'll feed him a little later.
Speaking of feeding, so you guys made the top 15.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
All
Yay,
right.
Pig Wilson did it.
Okay. You
Let
made
Kim
the.
have your spot so she can talk into the mic.
Oh, okay. Well, good morning. This is a surprise. So yesterday we had all the piggies come in for Hog
Yeah.
Wild, and Total Media is in the top 15.
Whoop, whoop, Pig Wilson.
yeah.
Good job.
So what does that mean? So that means you guys put this out with your code. You have a jar to collect in for 7.5 days, and they're due next Friday at noon. And whoever collects the most votes in that short period is top hog of 2023.
Everybody vote for Pig Wilson.
Yeah, there you go. So can I get a picture? I need to get a picture so I can post. And they said, well, we can't do it without Pete. So
Okay.
if I could get a picture of whoever wants to be in it.
Yeah.
And, all right.
We can do that.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Yeah, I am out today delivering all the top 15.
Okay,
So,
very
thank
good.
you.
Thanks,
Sorry to
Kim,
crash
for
your
stopping
party.
by. No, you didn't. It's very good. You guys want to do a picture quick?
They're right there. Go back
I
there.
want them in it, not me.
Oh, you don't want to be in it?
Yeah, I want you all in it.
Well, you guys be in it. You and Courtney can be in it.
There.
Okay.
Old pig.
Oh, you're
I'll stand out of the way. Only on live TV do we do weird things like this.
1, 2, 3.
Very good.
Yay!
Good job, everybody. Thank
Share
you.
your share that link and use your CR code.
That is so
There
fun.
you go.
Pete, you did it.
Oh wow! Well, the pig is an improvement. I'll say that they lifted me up there a little bit, took me to a new level. But I tell you what, isn't that a great project
It
that
is
the
a
Jackson
wonderful
Vinton Farm
project.
Bureau does? It raises money for youth programs and I think maybe the scholarships. But it's on the
It
youth
does.
side. That's how
It
they
just
use the
goes
money.
to help our
Well,
kids.
it gets people really excited and gets them involved in something.
Yeah.
Because this place was buzzing because. We got to be the people's choice. That was announced yesterday.
Yes.
That's because of the Facebook likes, you know.
Yes.
And I tell you what, we were in a real running battle with the robin's
The
nest
robin's
pig.
So I was in the robin's nest yesterday.
Oh,
and
I bet you they recruited
she
you through a
said-
like, didn't they?
No, it was so funny. She's like, "Man, we're so close."
It was a 2-pig
It
battle.
literally came down to like a handful of votes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was something. It makes everybody excited. We ran all the pictures in the paper. We do that as part of a community service to help the project. I think there's 49 pigs.
Sounds right. Yep.
Right, a bunch. And
ton.
if you saw the picture page, you know this, but even if you didn't, if you've been around town and out of town even to see the pigs, I mean, it is true art.
Yes.
I mean, it
Oh.
really is. I'm not
So
exaggerating.
creative.
It's really something.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right. Well,
Very good.
Right. And all that is going to climax at the Jackson Apple Festival on Saturday. That's when they kind of make the announcements and put out the news release.
You've got
But
it.
we are thrilled to be in the top 15. I think through total media, at least in recent years, we are rookie pigs.
I think so.
Rookie pig
Yep.
entrance. So we did pretty good.
Yep.
We're pretty good.
Good job.
All right. But on the Feed My Starving Children, changing gears real quick.
Yes. We'll feed them later. We're back to feeding them again.
That's right. And you know what?
Feeding the
If
children,
you're-
feeding the pig.
If you're, and on these 49 hogs, they're truly all winners because you got to see them.
Yes.
But if it doesn't work out and your hog doesn't finish well, you can take consolation in that there'll be a lot of bacon afterwards. Everybody loves bacon,
You
right?
got it.
All right. Okay. Well, anyway, on the Feed My Starving Children, 45 million young children across the globe suffer from severe malnutrition.
Yeah,
Now, 45 million. I mean, a
insane.
lot of this is not in our country. Not that we don't have it, but
Right.
it's in these third world countries. And if somebody doesn't do something, kids will actually die.
Yes.
They're doing it now. The World Food Program estimates that 345 million people are food insecure, which is more than twice as many just in 2020. Still worse, poor nutrition and hunger are responsible for the deaths. This was staggering. 3.1 million children a year. Can you imagine
No.
that many children dying just
because
because
they
they
can't
don't
eat?
have enough to eat
No,
or the
that's
right
not
things
okay.
to eat? So that's what Feed My Starving Children is all about. You know, you can't insulate yourself from the rest of the world if you're a charitable person, a Christian
Sure.
person.
Absolutely.
And so this is how you can help. They do these food packs that are the type of food, that can be preserved. They'll last a while. It has all the nutrients in it. And it's like an assembly line there. And all they ask you to do is sign up for, you can do more than one shift, I guess, but they ask you to sign up for a 2-hour shift. And it's like an assembly line.
Okay.
And then they fill this big old van and it goes off to some distributorship and it ends up going overseas. And it will actually save lives.
Yes.
And not trying to
Amazing project.
not trying to overstate it, but it's the
No,
truth.
it's the truth.
But anyway, we had an article in the paper that's still online, and we will have follow-up coverage as well before the event. But once again, go to the Christchurch website,
Okay.
Facebook, and you will see ways to link and sign up, and you can also just give them a call. All right. We're crossing the waterfront. We'll go to criminal justice now real quick.
Please tell me you're going to mention Taco Bell.
No, I'm not going to mention
Thank
taco.
God.
I'm not. No. We'll try.
I'm so glad that James had to deal with that with you.
We'll try to keep. You would have looked if you hadn't heard about it. I know you get around and you hear things, but if that was news to you and you hadn't heard a thing about it, you'd probably think I'm in here lying, wouldn't you?
You can't listen.
You can't make something up like
Truth
that.
is much stranger than fiction.
Yeah, no, it really is. But what Jennifer is referring to is, a young lady faces indictment. A former Taco Bell employee who was distributing / selling methamphetamine from the counter inside and through the drive-through. Did
Yeah.
it at least 3 times, and she even admitted it, and had 10 times the bulk amount of methamphetamine packed inside of her bra when she was arrested. Just to recount. I have no photos.
Why?
I wasn't there. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm glad you weren't there buying meth.
Okay,
Pete.
but remember we did have.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah. Okay. You can probably ask for it. I don't know if I want to go there. Or not.
No, we're good. We'll just take the police word for it.
Okay. Well, anyway, we had, of course, a stabbing incident in town a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
A young lady, the victim there, her name was Angela Stanley, 10 Fleetwood Avenue. She was stabbed, as it turned out, 17 times by
Holy moly.
her co-resident, Rebecca Kearns. Rebecca Kearns is charged with attempted murder.
Oof.
41 years old. They lived together there at 10 Fleetwood Avenue. It was considered a domestic-related incident.
Yeah.
But anyway, Kearns appeared in court for the first time earlier this week. And a preliminary hearing in her case will be held on September 18th. And that is when the case will probably be turned over to the Common Pleas Court that handles most of the felonies. But right now, she is in jail. No bond was given. And one of the interesting things was that there was another domestic incident just last year about this same time where she was arrested. And, I think it might have been a first-time offense. And so, there was some leniency shown.
So
And
with
wha-
the same two girls?
With the same 2 women.
Oh, okay.
And what she was supposed to do, one of the things she was supposed to do in the terms of her probation, and she's still on probation, by the way, from that crime, she was supposed to do anger management. So obviously, whether she did or she didn't, it
Didn't help.
it failed her.
Yeah.
It failed her if indeed the allegations are true. All right. A couple other things to talk about. Sad note, everybody, I think, who was involved in our community in Jackson County knew about the level of service that Sandy Borden gave
Yes.
to so many
very much.
organizations. And Sandy had battled cancer for 2 years.
Yep.
There is a picture of Sandy. It was the one that ran with her obituary in Wednesday's paper. And we're going to have a tribute column to her in Saturday's paper.
So many hats.
Yeah,
she wore.
some people knew Sandy better than me, but we were in some of the organizations together. And of course, the type of job I had, our paths crossed quite often. I said this, and this is quite a statement to make, but I feel comfortable in saying it. I don't know any single person in Jackson or Jackson County who did more service through more people, through more organizations than Sandy
Yeah.
Borden did.
There's a ton.
And that's a lot because there's a lot of good-hearted
Yes.
giving people
There are.
in this town and in this county. But she passed away last Sunday. Her funeral mass was actually yesterday.
Boy, was it a busy one.
Yeah, I'm sure that it was. Calling hours at the Lewis and Gillum Funeral Home on Wednesday, long lines there because they realized just, I called her an angel.
Mhm.
She was an earthly angel, and now
Sure.
she's a heavenly angel.
Yep.
But she, Jackson Area YMCA, the Rotary Club, the Jackson County United Fund, Hope Haven, Four Winds Community, Jenkins Care Community,
So
the Oak Hill
much.
Chamber of Commerce, the National Day of Prayer. And she just wasn't involved in these things. She was a leader. She was kind of like the heart of these organizations.
Yeah.
And when people saw what she did, and she did it with a glad heart always, I think it made them want to do their
Yeah.
part too. But just to me, a great person. We've lost a great person. And I feel safe in saying this. I know sometimes, we try to be secular when we're dealing, on the media and like that, but she was a Christian of the highest order. And I think that's what drove her to do the things she did.
Probably.
Seldom missed a mass as a member of the Holy Trinity Catholic Church. It was never, ever about her. It was about what she could do for others. And all that is true. What a great life she led, truly. But as I said, obituary was in our Wednesday paper, and we're going to have a nice tribute to her that she deserves. No tribute could ever be
No.
high enough or
Yeah,
good enough or sing
agreed.
her praises. But we've lost a great person.
Yep.
All right, a couple of other things that happened. I know Red Thompson Jr. is going to be in real quick. The Lillian Jones Museum is going to have a little ceremony this Monday. The museum's located at 75 Broadway, and Ashley Aldridge, the director, has set this up. But back when the museum started, of course, you know, this was from the estate of the late Lillian Jones, which the museum is named for, right there by the old Kinnison School, now the lot there where the Baptist Church owns. It's a house museum, has rotating exhibits, has some permanent things too. But there was a woman who was the heart of when it started and stayed with it really until her health would not allow it. And that was Janet Riggle.
Yep.
The late Janet Riggle. They're going to plant a tree in Janet's honor this Monday at 6:30 p.m. The event will take place on the front lawn of the museum. She passed away earlier this year at the age of 90. They will also be unveiling a plaque in addition to planting the tree. She was a close friend of Lillian Jones. That was why she wanted to be involved. And I was just down there at the Lillian Jones Museum earlier this week. They have a new exhibit there. Ashley, who is a retired teacher, doing a great job, following Megan Malone there as the director. So we'll maybe talk about that exhibit. But she wanted to promote that because, there'll be lots of people in the downtown area. Museum is open from 10 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And when they have the Roots concert on, I think it's the 21st and the 22nd, Thursday and Friday evenings, the museum will be open then as well.
Very good.
All right. Speaking of the Apple Festival, which we're going to talk a whole lot about on Monday, you can still get those pre-sale ride passes.
Get them.
No, if you got kids and like that,
Telling
or even
you.
if you're an adult kid and you like to ride the rides, you got to get these pre-sale passes to
It's a
save some
deal.
money. Right, they cost $10, and they're good for, the whole day. Get on all the rides, go, round and around, up and down, whatever you need to do. They, when you have the passes, they can be redeemed at the ticket booth down there. I don't know what it costs if it's a walk-up, but I know this is a big savings.
Yes.
And you can get these pre-sale ride passes, and they stopped selling them, I think, on Monday.
I was told they could be like upwards of $25 if you buy them at the festival.
Could be, but you can get the pre-sale ride passes at Nana's House, Southern Ohio Smiles, Apple City Artisans, the Ohio Valley Bank, Virgil Hamilton Insurance, the Sherwood Folks Insurance, Brodigan's Sporting Goods, that's in Wellston, Cavalier Roller Rink, Apple City Wholesalers, and from Jaffe members if you see one of the red shirts. All right, Christina Sexton Inbody, who is the young lady who kind of drives the Ladle of Love program that's out of the Good Shepherd Wesleyan Church. They have a program, I think, twice a month on Saturday. They were due to have one this Saturday, but due to unforeseen circumstances, they've had to cancel that this week.
Okay.
So if you're on the list to get a meal because they deliver some or an in-person meal there at the church, they're not going to be able to do it, regrettably, this week. Once again, the Ladle of Love canceled this Saturday. We want to say happy birthday in advance to the Wellston Rotary Club. They're going to have a big dinner this Saturday evening at St. Peter and Paul Parish Hall.
Awesome.
They are 100 years old, the Rotary Club.
How fun.
Right. I think it was actually formed in 1922 in Wellston. They're celebrating a year late, probably because of COVID, maybe.
Sure.
But anyway, big celebration there. Should be a great time. It's for the club, but it's also open to the public, although you had to make a reservation before because there's a big dinner involved. But happy birthday, Wellston Rotary. The Wellston Rotary was the sponsoring club for the Jackson Rotary Club, which came along 3 years later, I think in 1925.
Uh-huh.
All right. On the traffic side, we want to tell you that the city of Jackson has closed a section of Oak Street between Star Street and High Street. It was closed yesterday, and it's closed today, too. That's kind of a busy place on the west side of town. It's going to be closed from 7:30 to 5. You just have to kind of go around it a little bit, but that's because of all the gas line work that's going on that we've seen. The Jackson Lions Club are going to be on this property in the parking lot tomorrow for a mum sale. Mum is the official
word.
fall flower, right? It's going to be from 9 to 12. The Lions Club folks will be out there in the Stockmeister Plaza Total Media parking lot behind Burger King, if you don't know where we're talking about.
Right.
Main Street in Jackson. You can get a variety of 12-inch mums for $25 each. And those mums seem to be freeze resistant. They just hang in there for a while.
Do. They're great.
They're very decorative. And you can get red, white, purple, yellow, orange, or tricolored. They're coming from Lucy's Greenhouse.
Very good.
All right. Up in Benton County, the Harrison Township Fire Department is having one of those touch-a-truck events that are so popular.
Okay.
Really family-oriented event.
Yeah.
Harrison Township is a big rural township in Benton County, and it's on Old Route 50 in Londonderry. That's west of MacArthur. That event will be from 11 a.m. to 5. Should be fun for the whole family. There will also be a firefighter water ball challenge, a silent auction, door prizes, and food that you can purchase.
Cool.
Next week, because of the Apple Festival, the Jackson City Utility Office the drive-through will be closed. The office is open, but the drive-through is closed. A lot of people use that drive-through for the convenience. But if you were trying to pay a bill, the clock's ticking, you need to pay it. You have to walk into the office, mail, or you want to avoid that time. From the 18th to the 22nd, that's Monday through Friday, the drive-through, not the office, but the drive-through will be closed right there. That's why it's right there on the edge of the festival.
Exactly.
It's hard, you can't get through that alley.
No, you cannot.
You're not going to come out of it. I know that.
Correct.
Okay, football. We're going to mention that real quick before Red Thompson Jr. takes my seat. All 4 football teams are playing this weekend. 3 of them are home. Jackson hosts Hamilton Ross from way over there next to the city of Hamilton, between Dayton and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Never played them before, but they needed a game. We needed a game. They're making the trip though.
There you go.
Kickoff, very important. It's 7:30 p.m., not 7.
A little later.
That's going to give them a little bit more time to cross the state there.
Sure.
To get here. So that's at 7:30 tonight. The Oak Hill Oaks they didn't play last week because of having too many players injured and not enough healthy players. Good news is they're playing this week, and they're home against South Gallia, and it's homecoming at Oak Hill.
Very good.
So we've got a picture of the homecoming royalty there. Oh, thank you. He was quick with that,
Look
wasn't he?
at you, Dylan.
But the girls in the front, those are the queen candidates. They are, from left to right, Savannah Stickley, Lindsay Kaiser, and Emma Davis. The king candidates, who are standing in the back, they're seniors, I presume. They are Max Gentry, Mason Davis, and Eli Fay, left to right. And the underclassmen attendants in the middle, from the left, Elizabeth Wolford, Haley Allen, Brinley Harden, Grace Hughes, Maddie Donnelly, Lexi Davis. And Red Thompson Jr. is going to cover football, but he's also going to cover homecoming crowning.
Nice.
So that'll be tonight, but these are the people that will be in the spotlight tonight at Davis Stadium.
Very good.
Also on the football side, by the way, on the Oaks football thing, they can't, it is a week-to-week thing. If depending on how players heal, depending on if more players get injured, unfortunately, that's part of football. It's a contact, violent sport. It's going to be a week-to-week decision, but they hope, the only game they missed was last week against Minford. All right. Also tonight, the Vinton County Vikings, are they a hot football team? They have won 3 games in a row. They beat Meigs 54-0 last week. They are back home. All 3 games that they won were on the road, so that's impressive.
Nice.
They're going to be home against the Athens Bulldogs, who could be one of the better teams in the TVC Ohio, so that'll be a big game. We'll have coverage of that, of course, as well. I believe kickoff there is 7 p.m. WYRO.
Okay.
And then the other game, the only game that's on the road for our local teams, the Wellston Golden Rockets, hope to get their second victory of the year. They will be going up State Route 32 to play the Albany Alexander Spartans. That is a TVC Ohio game, as is the Vinton County Athens game. That game kickoff 7 p.m. on 105.3 FM and WYPC. I was remiss in saying the Jackson game, as always, is on WKOV 96.7 FM.
That's right.
The Oaks, if you can't make it to the homecoming game, they'll be on WCJO 97.7 FM. And I'm out of juice, out of time. I'm going to let Red Thompson take my seat.
All right. Well, Pete, thank you so much for eating apple butter with me and delivering some news.
Right. Okay. And I see you might have to give Red the rest of yours.
Might have to.
You like apple butter, don't you, Red? Red, you like apple butter, don't you?
Oh, well,
Okay.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah. It is. Well, come on over, buddy. How you doing?
Well, hello, Miss Jennifer. It's, thanks for having us again.
Of course.
I always enjoy coming on. But today, I know it's Apple Festival, so we're ready for that. And so you got the apple butter out there.
Heck yeah.
So get you some apple butter from the Grange. They work hard on this project.
Oh, James found
got some
crackers for you.
Okay. Have a little apple butter. Thank you, Mr. James.
All right. So we'll let Red sample the apple butter, too.
Okay. Try that. I'm sure it's
Well, you keep talking and I'll fix it up.
I'm sure it's very good. I tell
You
you.
don't mind me touching
No,
your
no,
crackers?
that's fine. We have some discouraging news today.
Well, we don't like that, Red. What do you bring?
But well, we want to help the sheriff's department. So
Okay.
as Pete usually does the law enforcement, I'm going to do some law enforcement today. Unfortunately, in Benton County, we have some litterers.
There you go.
And thank you.
You got to tell everybody how good it is.
Thank you. It's very good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jane.
It's sticky, though.
Yeah. Thank you. I tell you, get you some apple butter. It's worth it every dime.
Totally.
Excuse me. Yeah, we going back to the Benton County news, we have some polluters, and the county isn't very happy about it.
I'll bet.
The county has an old road garage that they used for a long time, and several years ago they moved down to the state garage when they built a new one. So this property is vacant, and people are dumping trash there.
No, that's not nice.
Yeah, see if you can see.
Yeah.
They're just driving down there and just throwing it on the ground.
That's insane.
And the county commissioners are very unhappy about this, and the sheriff's department has video, and they're trying to catch whoever it is.
Yeah.
And obviously, as we know, Benton County is trying to get into tourism, and trash all over the place is not.
That is not conducive to tourism, yes.
And it's also that you can't see it in this picture, but that borders a big South MacArthur neighborhood. So I know the mayor, Steve Hammond, and the health commissioner will probably be concerned about this. I mean, who would want to live in a neighborhood where trash is like
Nobody. That's horrible.
Benton County is generally very clean, so this is disappointing. But Commissioner William Wellman issued a statement that the county is out to get whoever's doing this, and they want it stopped. And if they find out who it is, they're going to arrest them and prosecute them.
Okay.
So please, for the good of Benton County, please don't litter anymore. And this is not good. And, this is a public place. And not only that, the county wants to reuse this property.
Sure.
They want to make it the new EMS station. They're trying to get some program income that they have access to. It needs about a $800,000 renovation. So they can have sleeping quarters. And see, those stalls are fairly new. So they could just put the ambulances right in there.
Okay.
But it's the office is old and run down, and they need to repurpose it for sleeping quarters and things. So please don't litter. And the sheriff's office and the MacArthur Police Department are watching. So you got 2 chances of getting caught. So it's just not worth it. It's not good for the county. So please don't do that.
Gotcha.
But we have some good news in MacArthur. A couple ladies has opened a new store.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's one of the pallet shops. So you never know what they're going to have. It's Kelsey Ross and Megan Marlin. And there's Kelsey with her son. And as you can see, it is homecoming is coming up at Benton County High School on October 6th. And they have a lot of dress shoes for the girls. They have some dresses.
Well, that's fun.
They have some kitchen supplies. A lot of toys. They have all kinds of toys. They had a Shrek toy. Had a whole thing of toys. And they say they'll never know what they're going to get. Just whatever, they open up the pallets and whatever's in there they sell.
Yeah.
So, and some of the used items they sell pretty cheap. It's right there in MacArthur on Main Street. So it's on Market Street across from the courthouse in the old where the old hair salon used to be. So
Okay.
105
So check
South
it out.
Market. Yeah, it's a nice store, and check it out.
Check it out.
Good luck, ladies, and if you're just looking for, they say sometimes they even get cooking. Like air fryers and stuff, and they sell them pretty cheap. So, this one, if you see it, you better buy it because they may not ever have it again.
Right, for sure.
So, And we also have some good news from MacArthur. And at one time, this was a big issue. The post office has been renovated.
Oh, great.
And that might not be a story in a lot of towns as big as it is in MacArthur, because at one time, the community was pretty upset about the condition of the post office.
I don't even know where the post office is in MacArthur.
It's right.
I don't think.
It's right on Market Street across from the courthouse.
Okay.
And it's old and it's been run down. And the Texas family that owns it has put in new floors, a new HVAC system, painted and strip paper. It really looks nice.
Cool.
And there was a time when the lease was up and the village offered them they was unhappy with the condition of the building, the post office in North Carolina. That's who serves us. They was unhappy with the condition of the building, and the village actually offered them a chance to move to the fire station that they was going to renovate to post office standards. Well, at the time, that was during the Great Recession, if you remember that, and the post office wasn't building anything, so they turned the village down. But everyone's happy now. The building's very nice, and it doesn't look like the same place. The wallpaper was 30 years old that they stripped.
Oh, gosh.
So you can imagine when you strip off old wallpaper and they paint it all white and all nice. It's how much of a change that is. I know you're renovating yourself right now.
Yeah.
Your business. So it's really nice there. And they fixed the windows. There's the ladder, and they've had people out there on the street. So it's really nice. And if you get a chance to go in there, it's a big improvement to MacArthur. And downtown keeps improving. The new bank's under construction. So MacArthur's really... Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, yeah. It looks great.
Yeah, it did not look like that. You ought to have seen it a month ago. It did not look like that. That is the wallpaper just made it look old and run down, and it just really looks nice now. And they've cleaned it up a little, and that is Star. There's the postmaster, Star West, I believe is her name, and she's very happy about all the changes. So, a couple of final things. Jennifer, Benton County people, and everybody in the area want to plug the Blackhawk show coming up Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And the big band in the 90s, Goodbye Says It All, Almost a Memory Now. And they got some big hits, and it ought to be a great show. And I hope everybody comes out and sees them. Certainly, we don't get a chance to have big entertainment in the area that often.
Yeah, and you get to see them for free at the Apple Festival. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and, if you like 90s country, that's where they're at. So come out and see Black Hawk. Come out to the Oak Hill Homecoming tonight. Someone's going to get crowned, as Pete said. And, a lot going on. It's Apple Festival time, so we're going to be busy all week. And try some apple butter and just come out and enjoy all the festivities. This is the best time of the year in Jackson. It's Apple Festival time. So.
It is. Lots and lots of fun. What's your favorite Apple Festival thing to do?
Oh, I just enjoy getting them. I like the Texas teas, and I like to watch the Redbreast Band. I always enjoy those guys, and the national entertainment, whoever it is.
Yeah.
And one of my fondest memories is Joe Diffie. I kind of kept this a secret because it's something I kind of did on my own, but I can go ahead and tell it now. I wrote a story about when he died. He was only 60.
Yeah.
But Joe Diffie had one of the biggest crowds they ever had at the Apple Festival. They actually put it in my column in his paper in Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah, I've still got it. And
that's so cool.
But the best thing of all about that, guess what the editor's name of that paper was?
What?
Oh, you'll love this. Her name was Charlene.
No!
And I told her, I said, I was going to kid you about that, but I said, I was afraid you wouldn't put the
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Billy Bob loves
Bob loves Charlene. That is so funny.
But, the Apple Festival has had so many great entertainers, and Black Hawk, I'm sure, will be another one that will pack. Aaron Tippin was just packed. There's been so many over the years, and come out and see Black Hawk and all the fun. You don't have to go to Columbus to see big time entertainment. We have it right here, so come on out and see
You're
it.
right. Very cool. Well, Red, thank you for hanging with us this morning.
Enjoyed it, and just one more thing, real quick, wanted to say congratulations to all the homegrown happy hours. We had some great entertainment here, and I love entertainment of the past, but I'll have to say that JJ and Porterhouse and James, they've showed me there's some great people out there putting out original music, and it's good to see it. And so come out after rowdies.
There you go. All right. Well, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. There's so much stuff going on. High school football. You have the Paw Paw Fest this weekend. You have, what else is going on? Mothman Festival's going on.
There's a car show at Benton County High School for the cross-country team.
Like on and on and on. So tons of stuff to do. It's going to be lovely this weekend. So get out and about. Enjoy some great fall weather. And we'll be right back here on Monday to fill you in on all the weekend's events. So thanks for watching. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website,
thetelegrammnews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, thetelegrammnews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
thetelegrammnews.com.
Subscribe today at thetelegrammnews.com.
Check it out.